Well, here we are at the conclusion of the suspension refresh. I'm going to do a quick walk around before I let the car down and my ass drops out of my ass as I'm so nervous. So we have cleaned the wheel. We have new rotors. We have cleaned up brakes and painted. We have a new control arm B from Megan Racing, which I've tightened about as much as I can, knowing that there's going to be a alignment coming up soon. And cleaned up all that surfaces. New sway links. New pins for the parking cable up here. And the bushings were reasonably good. They were not torn, they were not twisted, so I did not do those, but gave everything a little refresh and a good little kiss. So that, up front, things were a little bit more dramatic. So clean the wheel, that's a joke. This is a brand new caliper. I tried to rebuild it, I fucked it, and for $46, it just wasn't worth the stress. New rotors, new pads in there. New upper control arm ball joint, obviously painted the hub. The struts were fine, so I did not mess with those. They were OEM. Cleaned and painted the strut fork. Cleaned and painted the wheel bearing mating surface with the CV. Replaced the lower ball joint. It was fine. There was barely a tear in it, so I took off the boot, used a poly, and everything should be good. Removed the brake caliper, brake line, refreshed everything, cleaned it up, tapped and threaded every single thing. New parts and old. Ask me if I'm pissed off about that. Lower control arm poly bushings from the community, so appreciate all that support. That was interesting. Sway bar refresh. Just cleaned up that protector for the power steering. Did not do anything meaningful to that. God, that doesn't sound as satisfying as the amount of time it took. There's the pile of old parts, not those, but these. That's the control arm B, inner and outer tie rods. I didn't say that, that's why. The brake pads are actually fine. I just don't think I'm going to use them again. They're not that expensive. Rotors were actually not bad either, but again, why? Bad slide pins, stripped bolt. That's just a pile of bolts. And now I'm going to let this thing down off of its long held position and mostly its slot. It has not been on the jack or on the lift for this long. All right, we go up before we go down. And let's see if I can do this with one hand. That doesn't raise the anxiety. It does. It raises the anxiety. I'm not going to do that. Bye.